Amy and Sarah here today to talk to you about the F word. Just kidding.
Forbearance.
Forbearance. With that, we are seeing an uptick in those showing up a little bit more with our potential clients. And so I thought that it would be really good to talk to Sarah a little bit about forbearance. And I think we're going to focus on the conventional loan side because it is different. So I'll let you take it from here, Sarah.
Yeah, thanks. So I'm sure, as most of you have heard, in 2020, there was a COVID relief where people were allowed to put their current mortgage into a forbearance, which basically deferred their mortgage payment with no negative effect on their credit report. What we're now seeing is this COVID relief has come to an end, and people are coming out of their forbearance, and we're seeing a lot of the effects that were not necessarily explained in the beginning to clients of how this is actually going to look when it was completed. For example, most people, not everybody, have what we call as a conventional loan, not a government-based loan or a VA loan. With that being said, most conventional loans that people had, if they were in forbearance, they had an opportunity to either pay the deferred amount in full, or they could have that amount added on to the back end of their mortgage, and then they resume their payment, and most likely their payments went up during that time because now their loan balance is actually bigger than when we started.
So can I just ask a question, like being based, having to pay it up full up front or having it tacked on to the end? Does it depend on the lender?
It was all bank specific and
Okay.
Client specific as well.
Okay.
Based off of
What
the
they
type of-
chose.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think anybody chose in the beginning. They had the options at the end.
Got
Most
it.
people didn't have $25,000+ to pay it in full. So what we're seeing now in the financing world, if you're trying to buy or refinance on a conventional loan, none of your homes, so if you own multiple homes, can be in a forbearance state. All of them have to be exited. If you paid that deferred amount in full, you can go ahead and finance right away. If you deferred it, you have to make 3 consecutive payments before you can go ahead and get a financing for, let's say, a refinance if you were trying to lower your rate or take some cash in hand. If you were going to be buying a new house and selling the one that you had in deferment, that deferment amount would be paid in full, so there would be no waiting period that you would assume when you're buying your new one. There's a lot of ins and outs, so if you did experience this and you do want some honest answers on what options would be for you, I would love to chat with you about it, as there are a lot of moving parts and every specific bank or mortgage servicer handles everything a little bit differently.
Yeah, it's very complicated, and so we do recommend you talking to somebody who actually knows what they're talking about. And if you do call your current mortgage company that you have your loan on and you're not sure exactly what they're telling you, feel free to reach out to us. Sarah, she knows her stuff for sure.
And I also find a lot of the bigger banks that are receiving these calls now aren't completely educated about the process or what it actually means, so you might not get as clear of answers as you would like somebody that's an outside looking in to actually advise you properly on how to handle that.
Great. Well, thank you. It's a very complicated topic, and I think look out for our next video because we are going to talk about the government-backed loans.
Yes, our
time.
veterans and our FHA government-based loans have some different regulations with that.
All right. Well, thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.